Going to cut taxes for the middle class, make the tax code simpler and more fair for everyday Americans, and we are going to bring back the jobs and wealth that have left our country.
President Trump in Indianapolis this afternoon unveiling his tax plan. Good evening, everyone. President Trump's pit stop to the Hoosier state was all about tax reform.
The 45th president touted Indiana's success in cutting taxes and less regulation for local businesses.
24-hour News 8's Julian Grace live from the Indiana State Fairgrounds, where the president just wrapped up his speech. Julian.
Hey, Phil, I can tell you that the president, he wasted very little time getting down to the business. When he came on the stage here, he made it very clear that he wants to overhaul the tax reform here in the country. Now, the White House stated that his speech would last about 15 minutes. The president went a little bit over. It was 45 minutes to be exact. Here is video of the president as he walked into the room. A number of people stood and clapped as he walked in. Now, Trump released the details in a room full of invited guests. The president's plan would cut corporate taxes, provide tax relief for middle-class families, and help small businesses. Now, President Donald Trump adds that taxpayers will not pay taxes on the first $12,000 of earned income. That's right. He says it will be tax-free. President Trump has made it clear since his election that he wants to change the country's tax code. Now, if Congress approves the plan, Trump believes the tax code will be simpler to understand.
Americans waste so much money. Billions and billions of dollars and many hours each year to comply with our ridiculously complex tax code. More than 90% of Americans use assistance to prepare their taxes. Under our framework, the vast majority of families will be able to file their taxes on a single sheet of paper.
And now Senator Joe Donnelly was also here for that speech. President Donald Trump had a special message for him. He asked him to get involved in the process and help push this plan through Congress. At this point, we do not know if Senator Donnelly will support the plan. Now, there were a number of people that were also in the audience here, and they had plenty to say about President Trump's plan. Hear what all they have to say, all new tonight at 6 o'clock. For now, we'll toss it back to you guys in the studio. Reporting live at the Fairgrounds, Julian Grace, 24-hour News 8.
All right, Julian, we'll see you at 6 o'clock. Thank you. Our team coverage continues tonight with 24-hour News 8's Eric Feldman. Eric, while the president was talking tax reform, about 100 people took to the streets to protest his visit, right?
That's right, Phil. There are only several out here now, a couple still out here protesting since the president has left, but you can multiply the number out here by about 11 or 12. They packed the sidewalk here on 38th Street outside the Fairgrounds with messages for Donald Trump. There were chants, there were cheers, and there were plenty of signs, all people hoping that they would get a glimpse of the president in his motorcade and that he would see their messages for him, some having to do with tax reform, but many having to do with other policies, other issues surrounding equality and social issues that the president has been pushing so far in his 9 months or so in office. Now, there were also a couple moments where protesters were taking a knee, seemingly in support of the NFL players who'd been taking a knee during the national anthem in protest of police brutality. You might be wondering why they were outside the Fairgrounds instead of inside. That's because, as Julian mentioned, that was a private event that was going on. So people had to be outside the Fairgrounds, protesters, supporters alike. So that's why they were outside. And while nearly everyone was against President Trump, we did also meet a liaison to the White House who works for the Republican Party and lives here in Indianapolis. So we heard really a diverse amount of opinions here on the streets.
He represents the bully, and I don't really want my children to be looking up to a bully.
We want to really hear what is it specifically that you keep saying that the President of the United States lies about. And as the Commander-in-Chief, why are we not standing with our Commander-in-Chief instead of constantly belittling him for personality differences and all that kind of stuff?
We did ask folks out here if they had any thoughts on the president's plan for tax reform that he outlined today, but many didn't really know much about it. Instead, they were focused on a lot of those social issues that we talked about and issues surrounding his character instead. I'm live outside of the State Fairgrounds. Eric Feldman, 24-hour News 8.